All right, everyone. Happy Tuesday, April 22nd. Happy Earth Day. Little update since my last one. I have a couple of irons in the fire, I guess, from my Facebook and Instagram ads that I am working on checking in with people on and following up. I have my big pawn shop guy that either wanted like a double slot or like a half page. Waiting to hear back from him on which size he wants. He said within 48 hours. Yesterday he told me within 48 hours he'll have the answer for me which size he wants. So we'll see, because that kind of determines the layout and the available spaces for the rest of the advertisers. And so I got to hear back from him. Then I have my mobile IV company that I need to hear back from on their final approval of the ad design that I made. Last I had heard from them, they gave me the thumbs up to go ahead, and then just say, go ahead and sign the ad, and then we'll decide if we like what you have or if we want to make our own. So I'm just waiting to hear back from them, get a final verdict. Once I get a final approval, then I'll send the invoices. I just haven't done that yet because I was waiting to get confirmation, but I probably should send the invoice anyways and get paid, because otherwise what am I doing? Same thing with the pawn shop. Once he gives me the thumbs up on which ad size he wants, then I'll send him the invoice. I got to follow up with my public adjuster guy. He was out of town for a couple weeks, so now that he's back in town, I got to send him a little nudge and also the new design for the ad, so I can get the thumbs up from him to finalize that one. And then I have a mortgage guy, an insurance guy, there's some landscapers that I'm waiting to hear back from, another used car dealer in Palmetto Bay that was interested. So I have a few out there, just kind of lingering conversations that have come in from the Facebook ads. So lead-wise, it seems like it's been the most effective for the least amount of cost so far. I spent about $50 on the first ad that went out and brought in, it says it started like 8 conversations, but most of those conversations go absolutely nowhere. I'm not sure if it's just people like clicking links just to mess with the algorithm and say, hey, can I have more information about this? And you reply and there's nothing at all responded after that. So that's frustrating, because Facebook's optimizing for that, and then you get like garbage conversions. But the second one that I put out was like, hey, my card's getting fuller. I only have a few spots left. If you want to get on it, all right, send me a message. And that one's had a couple more conversations started. It's having a lower price per conversation started so far. And the people have been a bit more responsive to conversation once I engage with them. So that's a good sign as far as that goes, but none of them have locked in their spaces. But the pawn shop guy was from that first ad, and the mobile IV company was from that first ad too. The rest of these, the mortgage, the landscape, and the used car place, they're all from the second ad that I put out. So I just have to finish those conversations, lock them in, be like, this is my hard deadline. If you want in it, I have to get your ad created right now and get you on. But really, I need to know what spots I have available to sell, if I should be pitching double spaces or single spaces. Because if the pawn shop guy takes takes a half page, then I really only have like 2 like single spaces left. So I need to find out that. So I'm waiting to hear back from him. He told me to give him 48 hours, so listen to him and respect that. But in the meantime, I have these leads coming in and growing. And so that's on that front. I stopped my other cold callers. Last week was the last week for one of them. They set another appointment for me for a fitness guy, but their actual location's up in like central Miami, very far from Palmetto Bay. When I called, they never answered back. So if I need to, I'll follow up. If I go on a next card that's maybe like closer to that area, then I'll probably consider that more. So I haven't really heard back from several of those leads from those cold callers, and my other cold caller from Argentina that had some conversation started with some landscapers. Those haven't gone anywhere. The painting guy came out and saw my drywall project last Friday. He's actually based in like St. Pete, which is like up on the central west coast of Florida. He just like drives down like once a week to kind of start projects, kick things off. So I haven't heard back from him yet. He really liked the ad design that I showed him on my phone of like the template that I had kind of started for his ad. So he really liked that. He had me send that over to him so he could check it out, take a look, and let me know what he thought. I need to hear back from him on like the estimate for what my drywall repair would cost to determine how we're going to barter that out. So I'll probably follow up with him this week. Maybe give him a call on my lunch break today or something. So I have a lot of things just kind of up in the air, and if they all come through, if they all like come falling down right into the card, then it'll like fill up everything and be ready to go. But it's just that last push that's always the toughest, and that's how it was for my first card too. That's why it took so long to get that one out, is because I had like an AC guy that committed like from the very beginning, and I had another guy that was like, oh yeah, I'm on, just like, let's get it out by here. And then it just like kind of, I had all these people like, yeah, thumbs up, but like no money collected until like that last like 2 weeks. I was like, okay, this is our print date, this is our thing, and then people came out. So I just have to lock that in, and I just need to know those remaining spaces that I have in order to do that. So that's where I'm at with everything in the process. The last cold caller, the one that I hired from the UK, they finally got back to me, because I was like, man, it's been like a week. They said they were going to start last week, Monday through Friday, and then nothing ever came from it. And so they've actually emailed me yesterday with a list of like the first set of calls that they've done, and told me, so I'll be doing the remaining calls the rest of this week, and then I'll be doing callbacks the following week. So I didn't even know there was going to be like a set of follow-up callbacks to like kind of check in with anybody that didn't answer, that kind of stuff. So that's nice. It's good to hear, and that sounds like they're being pretty thorough. So for the price, I think it was like $200 something for 500 calls. Now the customer service has gotten better. It's taken a little more time than the other guy like started right away. But this one, I got the first 150 calls back. They have like 21 people out of that list that either want information, or she said like we had the conversation, they're very interested, they just want a proposal, they want to see more details, they want some testimonials, but they're very interested, they really like the idea of community advertising. So some of the notes make it sound like she did have more of a conversation with these people, so that's really good. So I wrote back that I appreciate her notes and the details and everything in the summaries. So I'm excited to see her go through the rest of the 500 leads that I gave her. So some of those were in, let's see, what companies. One was like a flooring company. Another one was an AC contractor. So we had a few. I just had everything kind of like by industry on the list, and she's just like going down one by one and going through all of them to see who bites, basically from each industry. So I have a couple leads active for each of those that wanted some more information. So today, she just got that to me like yesterday, like 4 o'clock. So I was reading it over at midnight after the rest of the family went to bed. And so now I need to just fire off emails to all those, schedule like a follow-up call. A lot of them, they didn't want to like book a scheduled meeting to go over it until they got some information in their hands to review, to be prepared for a call, or they wanted to like talk to their co-owner or another manager or something like that. But some of them, like, she had long notes on some of them, and she highlighted them all. The ones that were in green were like ones to follow up with. So that was really nice. It was a very good deliverable. It ended up being a positive experience overall so far for this person. So out of 150 leads, 21 at least somewhat interested. The rest of them were like all like either hang up or just don't call me back or whatever, which is to be expected. So when I factor in, like, I would maybe get through like 5 or 6 calls per lunch break doing 150 calls. That just saves me so much time to be able to just focus on these few. So definitely worth the price to have that kind of information. It's not as cheap as Facebook ads as far as like getting somebody to like kind of raise their hand and say they're interested, but it is still very effective at getting those people that aren't on Facebook, that aren't actively looking and raising their hands, but are interested and curious about local advertising on this big, gigantic postcard that we're working on filling up. So it's coming along. I just have to finalize a lot of people's things and get them done and settled and get paid, so that way we can just get this card sent to print. Hopefully next week. It would be great if I could get it sent to print by next week and then have it just like ready to go by the first week of May. But I'll have to see if that's doable with the timelines from just getting the ads designed and the final ones locked in. If I hear back from my big pawn shop guy that's buying all the gold he can, if I can hear back from him by tomorrow, then I will know exactly what spaces I have left, and then I can do the last round with interested advertisers. I can start doing like sample ads for everybody this week, and so then I can pitch them like, hey, here's the sample ad design. This is what it will look like on the card. This is how much it's going to be. If you sign today, I'll give you like $50 off or whatever, and lock it in at that price for life. Or I'm considering doing the other method of just already setting the tone for this as like a subscription model, where for like $200 a month, then you can just be on every quarterly card I do. And with the success I've kind of seen, since it's not finalized, I can't really say I've seen the success. But with the prospective success of being able to fill this card in a month, I have a little more confidence in being able to pitch a $200 a month subscription where it gets them on every card that we do, and we do these cards quarterly, every 3 months to different areas or the same area. So that would just eliminate some of the barriers of people like $600, that's a lot of money. Or I could use that as the thing, like it would be $600 a month, $200 a month, or if you just like want to pay full right now, it'd be like $525, and so you'll save whatever, an extra 10% or whatever. So 15%, I guess. And so if they bite at that, then that'll get me on like kind of recurring income. I can really scale that out a lot better. People kind of know what they're spending on ads consistently. It almost takes away a little bit of the pressure from like, I spent $600, I expect $600 back. It's like, I just spend $200 a month on my advertising, and it covers this thing for a year of getting into all these high value areas. So I want to do that, but I've been hesitant to until I got some like for sure commitments out of like the people so far. But it might be something I need to do in order to lock some people in that might not be ready to pull out their credit card for a $600 sale, but would be willing to put in their ACH information for like a commitment thing. But a lot of these advertisers are new, and so the level of trust to get them to commit to a monthly thing is not quite there, and my level of trust in them that they're willing to commit to the $200 a month is not quite there either. So that's what I'm facing at in that regard. That's why I'd really love to just like kind of get this card out and done, and then once this one's done and they see that I fulfilled, and they see that I sent them all the information and the tracking information and the QR code scans, all that kind of stuff, and they see that they did get their message out there in front of all those homes, then for the next one, be like, hey, one, where does everybody want to go next time? Do we want to repeat Palmetto Bay again? And if so, then it's just $200 a month, and you can be like on the whole year and just like kind of schedule it out. Be like, this is going to be our mailing dates, kind of like the Scott Meisner approach. Like by the end of April, by the end of June or July, whatever it is, every 3 months, have it on the schedule. Like, this is when we go, and this is where we go, and for this much per month, then you're just in it, and you don't have to worry about having another conversation with me or anybody else again. You'll know that your ad's getting out there in front of all these people all year long. So that's going to be my approach after this one's fulfilled. If I need to pitch somebody on that for this card to just like get them locked in at like, hey, we'll just do this, 200 down, 200 at print, and then like, I think that's one of Jake's methods. He calls like the split extension. I covered on a recent show. Basically, you lock somebody in at, this is price to commit, price at print, and then like 30 days later, you collect the last. And if you do collect that last, then great. If not, then your cost is already covered by the first 2 payments, just in case somebody flakes out afterwards. But at least it might get them to commit for just that low introductory fee. So that's something that if I have to lock it down, and I am coming up on the deadline by the end of April, which is only 9 days away now, I'll need to just start pulling any tricks out of the bag to like get the people to lock in so we can get this done and get it out. So that's where I'm at. So cold callers, overall effective. This last one from the UK, pretty good, at least initial response, good notes. So I'm going to see where it can go from there, where those rest of those conversations goes, where the rest of those leads go. And hopefully I'll have some good news in the next video of who all I've been able to get locked down. But in the meantime, I'll be doing a couple more ad designs for the leads that I've gotten in from Facebook and complete those conversations. And then I'll just update you with the next time I have an update. So now I've finally crossed over 50 subscribers, so that's great. So that means now I can go live. So I just tried to hit the live button for YouTube, and it says now it's setting up my account. So hopefully within the next 24 to 48 hours, I'll have that set up. And so what I want to do on this channel, speaking aside from my current 9x12 fulfillment plan, is I have my softwares that I do for the rapid slips that can do all the facing slip generation for the cards. I have my QR code generator and link tracker at LinkTrack with Q's instead of K's, LANQTRAQ.com, where you can like generate little short codes basically, where you can like track the links much better than just using a regular QR code generator from Canva. And then my route snip tool to grab all the information from USPS EDDM website. And so I have all these tools, and I've been getting some new subscribers. I posted a little video on Jake's group last week and got like probably about another like 10 or so people into the pipeline to use rapid slips as they generate their mailings. And so I want to do like a workshop Wednesday kind of thing, where every Wednesday I just do a little workshop walking through the tools. So anybody that like has their mailings coming in or going out has a nice little touch base where they can get their hands on the tools, test it out, try it out, walk through it with me, and then that'll be more content for the channel here. And then I also want to do like live traffic either Tuesdays or Thursdays. So as I drive into work, I can just go live and people can kind of tune in as they want. And then I can give me some, feedback. I'll have to see how the quality comes out. I know one time when I did a Facebook Live or Instagram Live, everything was kind of grainy because just doing it over a Wi-Fi network and driving didn't really turn out that well. But I'm willing to experiment with it and try it out. So if anybody else is on a commute and just like wants to hang out live on a video on YouTube, then hey, it'll pop up on their notification. They can follow along. We can have a conversation in the chat box, whatever, when I'm at a red light, and answer any questions along the way. But at least I want to do workshop Wednesdays, where on my Wednesday lunch break, I just like pop open the laptop, we get on a Zoom call, and we talk about the tools, and then any other kind of tools that anybody want to see built out, then I can gather that information, then I can go back and build those tools in my time as well. So that's the rest of the plan for the channel. So thanks everyone for getting me above 50 subscribers now. That's great to see. If you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe this video, so that way you can keep in touch and follow along the rest of this journey as I finish filling out this card and getting it out to the neighborhoods here in Miami. And so that about finishes this video. I'm almost into work, so I'll leave it at that. But I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, take care. Have a great day. Bye. All right, it is Wednesday, April 30th, the final day of the month, and I am here to recap where I'm at. I have not officially sold out my card in the month of April, sadly. I had a few people that kind of started saying yes and then kind of flaked out by the end, but we left it on a good note, so maybe there'll be something moving forward. But I did have some new updates in the past week. Since this is the last day of the month, I kind of made my last big push into getting some stuff together. But one of my Instagram ads that I had done, one of my old friends from high school actually reached out to me saying that he was interested in Let's Talk Business. It took about a week and a half for us to finally connect, but we did yesterday, and he said, "Hey man, you should be on my BNI call." And I said, that sounds interesting. I've never been on one of those, but I have heard good things about BNI before. So I told him I'd be interested, so he sent me the link for it. It was this morning at 7:30 in the morning. I told him, well, that's perfect. That's when I'm on the road driving into work, so I can actually hop on and be a part of it then. And it was pretty interesting. I really liked it. It has a good group of people. But let's take a few steps back and talk about where I'm at on the card so far. Since last time, I had my double spot that was going to be sold to the Mobile IV company that does vitamins, all that kind of energy stuff, mobile Botox, aesthetic services. So I had sent them a couple different ad revisions and different styles and different placements. They kind of were quiet for a while, and I said, hey, I need to know by like the end of this week so I know what spots I have left. And they said, okay, sorry for not getting back to you sooner. We're really busy right now. They're pretty early on as a company, probably like a couple months old. And so they said they're working on getting all their marketing materials together so everything's a consistent brand messaging throughout. But they are interested in maybe doing a future one, and also doing co-op for going into like Sunny Isles area, which is another high-end income area, but closer to like downtown and the beaches of Miami, which is a very high income, very affluent area, but it's not like the single family homes that I usually target with these mailings. So it is a different area, different demographic, but there are other businesses that I have talked to in the past that are also interested in that kind of area. So it might not be the 9x12, it might be like a 6x11 kind of thing that fits better into those like apartment kind of complex condo unit addresses. So that'll be something we'll be looking forward to in the future. They asked when my final cutoff deadline was to get on this mailing. I told them this Friday, so we'll see. I'll send them like one last ditch effort on Thursday or Friday to see, hey, this is the deal. If you do like this much half now, half later, even if we do something basic with just your logo and a quick QR code, maybe that'll be something for you to just start getting your branding out, kind of test the market. Even if it's not, on brand with the rest of your stuff, at least you can direct people to your website that are curious, and give them a little deal on that. The other one was the big pawn shop guy. He wanted to buy everybody's gold in Miami. He's kind of dropped off. I've messaged him a few times, saying, hey, when can we chat, whatever. He said, okay, give me a call on, I think it was Monday at 3 o'clock. So I gave him a call Monday at 3 o'clock. And somebody else in his store answered and said, oh, hey, it's this guy. He said he was busy with the customer and didn't get back to me. I sent him another follow-up later on Tuesday, actually today, yesterday, saying, hey, sorry we missed each other. Give me a call when you're free to chat with my number. He gave me a thumbs up on the message. but nothing else. Today, later than in the afternoon, I messaged him again. Hey, when's a good time? Crickets. Actually, I don't even think he's seen the message yet, so we'll see. Another one, a mobile detailing. He does like car detailing, but he like services all of Miami. He can go to your house and do the detailing himself. Huge Instagram page, like 11,000 followers and stuff. Does great work, high-end cars, luxury type market. Really good fit. I mocked up an ad design for him. I'll put it up here so you can kind of see how that kind of came together. I worked on that one basically last night while watching the season finale of You. So always doing double duty. And so I sent him that earlier today. I had sent him a previous email with like all the demographics information about where I'm sending the mail to earlier in the week or at the end of last week. Never heard back from him. So I decided to call him. I looked up his phone number online again to make sure I got it right. And I saw, okay, his place closed at like 5 p.m. It's like past 5 o'clock now. But I'm like, you know what? Before I record this video, let me do like one more cold call or follow-up call to this guy and see if I have some news to share on this. So I called him and he answered right away. I told him what it was. He's like, oh, yeah, no, great. Thanks for calling. Thanks for following up. I'm actually just getting home from the hospital. I just had my son was born on Saturday, and we're just getting home now. And so I'm like, oh, no worries. You're completely busy, and I completely understand, man. Those first couple days are insanity. So by all means, you don't need to apologize for not getting back to me, man. You got your hands full. But he said he was very interested. He really liked what he saw in the first email, so he was going to go back through it and then get back to me with his thoughts on it. So that might be a good connection still. So we'll see. I like his ad design. He's got some cool stuff going on, so maybe it'll work for him. Another ad spot that I back when I did my first 9x12, I posted all of my different ad pictures as like stories and reels and stuff on my Instagram page. And somebody cold messaged me saying, hey, I really like your ad design work. Can you do an ad for my pool cleaning company? And he was like, how much would that be? I quoted him like $25 or something just for the design. And he was like, oh, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much. So I did that for him. He really liked it. I noticed he was liking my posts, kind of promoting this next mailer. And so I reached out to him and let him know what I was up to and doing it. And he's like, okay. When I first told him the price was $600, he's like, oh, that's not a bad deal. That's a pretty good deal. And so I kind of left it at that. And so as I was kind of seeing my other spaces that were kind of pre-sold but not locked in kind of go away, I reached back out to him and let him know, hey man, since you already did the design with me before, I'll give you a discount on this mailing and I'll drop it down to like 2 payments of like $275. If that works for you. He's like, oh man, that sounds great. Give me till like Friday to make like the first payment, and then we can do the next one after that. And so that was really cool. I kind of updated his design, put a QR code on there, put like one of his Google reviews. He only has like one Google review, so I'm definitely gonna hook him up with like a little review card so we can get some more reviews on his page. Because he's a hustler, man. He's always posting reels and videos on his stuff, cleaning people's pools. So I think he'll be a good fit. He has a good offer on there. It should work well to get his name out there. So that's good. So that's another spot sold, which brings us up to about yesterday when I called my old friend and he said, hey, come join me on this BNI call. And so this morning, hopped on that call at 7:30 in the morning, was driving into work. So I was driving the whole time, trying to participate. It was my first time in a BNI meeting, seeing all the different stuff they're going through. It's very structured. If you haven't seen a BNI meeting, been a part of one before, it's pretty interesting. It's got a lot of like structure around it. It's part of like a franchise thing. So they have certain marks that they have to meet. Everybody has like a role in the thing. You have like a secretary, a treasurer, maybe not a treasurer. They have vice president, president, member, onboarder. There's all this different stuff. And so everybody kind of goes around there, introduces themselves. They have like a little 30-second commercial about your business. You tell everybody else about it. And then the whole idea is that you network together out in the world. Essentially what it is, you get everybody together and like you have no
kind of like the big postcard. You don't have any competing businesses together on there. This group that I'm a part of has a lot of lawyers, a lot of real estate people. So there's like a mortgage lender, there's a commercial property developer, a commercial real estate, residential real estate. There's an accountant, a CPA, and there's a nonprofit. And so they have like all these different types of people. And one of the things that they do as part of their group that's specific to them apparently is called like the storyboard, where everybody kind of goes around and they make up a fictional character and they kind of practice passing along that prospect to all the different people in the group. So you hand it off to one person as a referral, and then that person services them with your offering and then hands them off and refers them to another person in the group. So you get used to practicing networking, practicing sending referrals, practicing being familiar with all the other people in the group and what all they can offer people. And so that was really neat. And my friend that told me about the group was advocating for me to be a part of it. He was kind of dropping in there several times how he's going to get a spot on the card, either a single or a double for his mortgage servicing company. And one of the leaders of the group, I guess the president, he was saying that, oh, it'd be really cool if we like get everybody in our BNI team all together and put one out representing like all of our things, all the things that we represent. So that way, if anybody needs any of these kind of services, they have like one point of contact where it can like kind of get in touch with all of us. We all kind of all share it. Which is cool because none of the services that any of the people offer in the group are like services that I currently have spaces sold for on the card. And so it's a very, very good relationship between what the card can do for them and what they can do for me, potentially like being an advertiser and being connected to lots of different people that might use the services of the companies that I advertise on the card too, so they could also be a referral that direction. So I went through the process of applying and putting my referrals or my people that would vouch for me, basically past advertisers on here. And when I reached out to them, letting them know if somebody might be contacting them from BNI, both of them were like, oh yeah, I'm actually part of BNI. Another guy was like, I've been a part of BNI for like 5 years early on, and it's great. It's like really cool. Some of the people in the 9x12 group, I searched like back through old comments and saw several people saying like the best things about BNI groups that they were a part of. They're really supportive. It's like one of the best run kind of things for actually doing networking. So it's a little bit steep of a price. It's like $1,400 for the year after the application and the annual fee. But they say they can spread it out over 6 months. And so at that kind of rate, I can factor that into my budget for doing these cards. If I even just like sell 2 or 3 spots, which it looks like I might already be doing with the group I'm already connected with, that'll basically cover my stuff for the year. And I talked to the director for all of South Florida, and she said, I don't really see a lot of print companies. I don't really see a lot of like direct mail companies in any of the groups that like she oversees. So you would probably have a really good space being able to get connected with a lot of people. And so that looks really good. I'm really looking forward to being a part of that. It just happens to be it's the last day of April, so I'm not going to have sold out my complete card in the month of April, but I am getting pretty close. And so I'm happy with where I'm at. I have the rest of the week to kind of get it knocked out, get these last few people kind of over the fence, get them paid. But I do have several people that are filling up the spots now and paying, so we're getting closer to crunch time. I'm going to be out of town next week, like Tuesday through Friday. So I'll be using that time to finalize the ads, finalize any of the outreach, and then have everything ready to print by the end of the week so I can get the cards in early the following week and get them fulfilled that week. So we'll be mailing, hopefully still, it looks like I should be mailing by mid-May. If I just get these last few spots sold out, maybe give an extra bonus to maybe so the BNI people being in the network, if I have extra spots to fill or something like that. But I should at least be able to cover all the costs with everybody that's committed so far. and I will leave it at that. I got to get some dinner now, but I am excited where I'm at. Not fully sold out, not all booked and paid yet, but it's moving along and it's looking good. The other update is my painter got back to me with his estimate for the drywall repairs, and it came out to about like $600 for each wall, and there's 3 walls that need repairs. And so he said, if we do the barter, just give me that medium space for like 3 consecutive mailings, and we'll call it good at that. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I needed to have done. And I sent him over the design. I'll put it up there so you can kind of see what it came together as. He really likes it. He actually also wants a logo redesign as well. And he asked if I could do something like that. I said, yeah, we can make it happen. So lots of things happening, lots of things in the air. It keeps moving on. I was feeling pretty low earlier on in the week. That's why it took me a little bit of a while to get this video together, the second cut and stuff. But leaving it on a high note here, and I will catch you in the next update. All right, take care.